This one's going to be in standard tuning with your capo on the 1st fret, which is the easiest tuning for a Snail Mail song yet. So, yeehaw. It's going to start out, I'm going to do the intro part first, which is the verses are slightly different. So I'm going to start off with the intro. It's going to be a C over G, which you normally would play like this, using your pinky. But in this song, you're going to play it, you're just going to play a normal C chord, and then bring your thumb over to the 3rd fret E string to play it. And there's a reason for that I'll show you later. So that's the first chord you play. So it's down, 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 up. The strumming pattern's kind of just loose throughout the whole thing. So 1st finger off. And then she kind of does a little like, this is not super strict, but she'll go like 2, 3, 4, 6 strings. And then she'll hammer on the D string and kind of go like hammer on the D string, then hit the 3rd and 2nd string, just like a little thing she does when she takes that finger off. So you don't have to do it, it's optional, but I think she does it most of the time. So it'll sound like. And then the next chord she's going to play is an A minor, and she's going to hammer on with the 1st finger. Take it off, and sometimes she hammers it on here and just puts it on the 2nd time. But it's going to be. Those are the next, I guess, 4 chords you play, but it's really just 1 chord. Just chilling out on A minor. And then when she's done playing A minor, she's going to remove her 3rd finger, and that note's usually pretty audible. And go back into the C. But the 2nd C you play in the intro, you don't finger with your 1st finger when you start it, so you go. And this sort of thing again. Then just the same A minor from before. Into the verse. So that's the whole intro. The verse, you're going to start out with your same C over G shape with your thumb, and you're going to go. Everything's the same up to there, and then you're going to bring your pinky, which this is why you need to play the C over G like this, and it's going to be a C7 over G when you bring your pinky down to the G string on the 3rd fret. Because if you're playing it like this, then you would have no finger to try and get under there, so. And it's kind of hit or miss whether she does the little, or sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. So, I mean, it's super optional. From there, you're going to go to this F-like shape, but it's got a lot of cool dissonance in it. So basically, it's an F major bar chord, but instead of barring with your 1st finger on the 1st fret, you're just going to put it over the low E string on the 1st fret. And that's going to lead into an actual F minor bar chord, where you do bar the 1st fret. So that, with the words for reference, is like, deep sea dive, got down, but you stayed alive. So that's that part, first part of the verse. It's only you down there. The same C over G. Take your 1st finger off. And then this part, I can't quite tell exactly how she plays. I know what the chords are, but sometimes she plays it differently live, and then when I do the things she's doing with her fingers, it sounds off, so I'll just show you both ways. So it's going to be from A to a G to that F, but live she'll go like A or A minor or A minor 7. Sometimes she doesn't put this finger down, so. And then she'll just put it here. But I think it sounds much more accurate to the studio recording to play a full A minor, then play a G. But if you play a G with both of these fingers here, which I usually do, don't finger with your ring finger on the B string for this G. Leave that open, because you can hear that note when she plays it. So A minor, G, then that F with no bar. And then to that same G with no B string if you fret your G that way. So all together, that's how I would play it if you're playing solo. She has like another guitarist playing with her sometimes, so maybe she can get away with like that version, but that has never sounded as good to me when I'm playing by myself, so I always do it this way. And then sometimes when she plays this G chord to end, she'll go like, and that's just you play the G, and then you move your first finger to the B string first fret, and then you fret the with your third finger you fret the B string. I said first fret, right? First fret and then third fret with your ring finger. So. Just to create the little. Which sounds pretty, but she does that only very occasionally. And then she's into the second part of the verse, which only the first verse has a little second part. But it's slightly different, because instead of going. She just goes straight into that C7 over G, so it's, and then you take your first finger off, and then you just go straight into that chord. So you're literally taking your first finger off and putting it back on, and then on the last part you're adding that pinky down. And you're just gonna hammer that 3 times. And back to this F, like F shape thing, like usual. To your F minor. This like the first time. And you're gonna do this. A minor to the G. But instead of going back down to this F, you're gonna go to this shape. It's gonna be first finger on the 2nd fret low E string, middle finger on the 2nd fret G string, and third finger on the 3rd fret B string. And you're gonna, when you transition chords, you're gonna remove your middle finger. And you go back to this G. And then you're gonna remove your first finger and your pinky, and then put your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret B string. So all together, and the new transition at the end, instead of going, you're gonna go. So the whole verse slowly with the words for reference is deep sea dive, got down but you stayed alive, and it's only you down there, you and the band. And sometimes she'll go, die my love. I don't know if these words are in the right place, but whatever. Straight to this. Breathe in 2s and 4s. sits, and then this new transition, A minor to the G. That's going to lead us into the chorus. Now that I think of it, that second part of the verse I sung is definitely from the later verse, but it doesn't matter. After. And you go into, which is just so much discord. This is going to be 5th fret on the low E string and A string with your 2nd and 3rd finger, and then not 2nd and 3rd string, E and A string. Sometimes I forget what I say 3 seconds ago, so I just say it again in case I said the wrong thing. But E and A string, middle and ring finger, 5th fret. Mute the D string, which it should be muted anyway unless you're crazy, you know. And then 3rd finger with your pinky on the G string. What I think happened, honestly, is she plays a ton of songs in open D, and she plays this exact chord shape a lot. So it's the same chord shape in standard. I think she just did it by accident one day, and that's the chord. Then you're going to go A minor. And then do it again. A minor to G, and then do it again. This time you're going to go from C to C over B. So if you're not familiar with that transition, you play just a C chord or C over G, doesn't really matter. And then you're going to remove your 3rd finger or 3rd and pinky if you're playing it that way. And then move your middle finger down to the A string, still on the 2nd fret. But instead of going back to this chord again, the 3rd time you're going to go to that F with no bar. So far the chorus is, you know, we could be anyone. It took C over B, someone like you. A minor, dying suns to G, and then this chord again. Like only to bathe in greens and so that's just exactly the same chord, and then A minor and G for the last one. Greens and when you come out of the chorus, you're going to do these chords again. Just like when you enter the chorus, so. That's literally exactly the same sequence. So the whole chorus together, I'm going to play slowly, just the chords, because I feel like you guys will know what goes where, so. Here we're going to do this little instrumental interlude. It's going to be your C over G, A minor, F shape thing, then your G, and then the first 3 chords are the same, so C over G, A minor, F shape thing, but instead of going back up to the G, you're going to go down to that F minor. And straight back into a C over G with like, die my love. This part's exactly the same. Breathe in. Actually, I think it's like the 2nd time on the first verse. So it goes. straight to this C7 over G. Yep. Breathe in to the F minor. Know what's worth breathing for. Some days it's easier than falling up. So I kind of breezed through that just because it is exactly the same, literally exactly the same as the second part of the first verse, even with the transition from, you know, to the G to this chord. So if you have trouble with that, go watch the part for the first verse, and the part where I talk about the second part is exactly what you put there, just with different words. And I even sung the words to this part on accident, so it should be super helpful. Then just another standard chorus, like what I just showed you. I'm not going to play through the whole thing because I literally just did it, but yeah, just play the chorus part again. And then when you get to the end, you're going to go, you know, the end part. And then the ending, like outro, she's going to go, the first chord you play in the chorus, the main chord, to an A minor and a G. So it's starting out just like the chorus. Then she's going to go here, which I believe is just a D, and D minor, which is going to be, it's a D minor bar chord, but if you're not up on your bar chords, it's going to be 5th fret starting on the A string instead of the low E string, and then it's going to be 6 and 6 on the D and G strings with your ring and pinky, and then 7/7, excuse me, and then 6 with your middle finger on the B string. If you know your bar chords, sorry you had to sit through that. Some people know F and F only. So you're going to play this chord, and then it's going to go C to that C over B, right back to this chord. So it's going to do that chord rotation twice. So. Literally just do exactly that again, but to end it, it's going to go this part, so right back here, and then you're going to do like an F chord, but just don't put this on there. So it is 0 3 3 2 0 0, but you don't play the E, so either mute it or just don't strum it. She holds it out for forever, and then you're just going to move the whole thing one string down and end it like that. So the full outro is going to be, I'll just do like the last half of the outro because it's just repeated. So she literally waits that long, so get some subdividing going in your head to not be early or late on that. Or if you're by yourself, it doesn't matter because nobody will notice. Let me know if you have any questions. Peace.